Hello everyone. So for today's lecture, we will see about the single phase induction motor. Okay. So this is our second topic with your curriculum. So as in the first topic, we have seen about the three phase induction motor. But for this lecture, from this lecture, we will start our second topic, which is nothing but a single phase induction motor. Okay. So the main part is same. That is induction motor is same. That is working principle as well as construction is same. So just there is some difference, that means compared to the three phase to the single phase. So we will see about the detailing about the single phase induction motor. Okay, its working principle, its construction, how how the single phase induction motor will start, how that means what is the basic principle of its rotation, working principle, as well as we will see about the different types of the single phase induction motor. Okay, as well as we will see about the advantage and disadvantage as compared to the three phase induction motor and applications. Okay, so as we know that the single phase induction motor is right now widely used in the residential as well as commercial application. So okay, suppose I'm taking the example of your ceiling fan. So ceiling fan, as well as simply we call irrigation motor. That means in our residential we are using a motor, single phase motor, as well as we are using the simple this motor in sometimes in the grinder or in basically there are a lot of applications of the single phase induction motor. Okay, so we will see about the detailing about the single phase induction motor. Okay, so as I said earlier, we will see for this topic about the construction, working principle, as well as the types of single phase induction motor, the different types and their characteristics. As per the type, the different applications are there. Then finally, we will see about the different maintenance schedule of the single phase induction motor, its application, where we are going to use this single phase induction motor. Okay, and last part regarding the advantage, that means advantage and disadvantage of single phase induction motor compared to the three phase induction motor. Okay, so we will see one by one. So the first part regarding the basic working principle. Okay, it's a single phase induction motor. So we'll say about the basic working principle. So as I stated in the induction motor, so induction motor has basically two types. Okay, so basically two main parts. I call first one stator. Okay, which is nothing but a stationary part, and second one is a rotor, which is nothing but a rotating part. Okay, stator, stationary part, and while the rotor is rotating part. Okay, so as we known about the stator of induction motor, so this is nothing but a total outer body we call it, which is made up of the cast iron. So in that particularly this structure, we are putting the stator winding in the stator slots. Okay, so there are different stator slots which is having a laminated structures. So in that we are placing the we are putting the stator winding. Okay, and now in between the stator core, that means in between the stator particular core, we are going to insert this rotor circuit, which simple called a rotor winding. Okay, so this rotor, simply rotor or rotor winding. So for this, we are basically for single phase induction motor, we are using the rotor is having this one is a rotor bar. There is no any winding we are going to apply for the rotor side of a single phase induction motor. But here, the for single phase induction motor, we will use the rotor bars. Okay, instead of the particularly the winding in the rotor circuit, we are going to use the rotor bars in the stator core of induction motors. Okay, so as here we are giving a single phase AC supply through the this terminal box. Now what will happen? The current will start to flow through the single phase induction motor. Okay, and now this single phase induction motor, as we know that single there is a flux will be produces. Now this flux obviously it is of AC system or AC nature, alternating current nature. So this alternating current flux will link up with the rotor bars. Okay, and according to Faraday's law, again the rotor the EMF is induced in the rotor circuit, because as we know that whenever this conductor will cut by the flux and EMF is induced in that conductor. So here the conductor is nothing but a rotor bars. Okay, and so here the flux is this rotor bar is this particular rotor bar act as a conductor, and this rotor bar acts as a conductor is cut the total stator fluxes, and as per the Faraday's law, the EMF is induced in the rotor bars. Okay, and as the rotor bars are short circuited to these end rings, as we seen in the three-phase induction motor, this is nothing but end rings. So these rotor bars are short circuited with the end rings. So here the rotor current will induce. Okay, but as compared to the three-phase induction motor, the single-phase induction motor will not having a property of self-starting. That means the single-phase induction motor does not having the property of self-starting. It doesn't self-start the motor. Okay, as compared to three-phase induction motor, three-phase induction motor, suppose we are applying a three-phase AC supply, obviously there is a rotating magnetic field be produced, and this rotating magnetic will create the torque on the rotor, and rotor will start rotating as we seen in this previous topic. But for typically for single phase induction motor, the single phase induction motor does not self start. Okay, it's not self starting. For that purpose we should make some external provisions. Okay, what are these and what according to the types are classified, we will see later. So we are finding the reason why our single phase induction motor does not having self starting property. Okay, or simply, or in other language we call it as why single phase induction motor does not start. Okay, self starting, why it is not self starting, we will see in the next part. Okay, so here this single phase induction motor, the self starting of single phase induction motor can be explained very well by using the double field revolving theory. Okay, so this is a theory which is used to find out the reason behind the why the single phase induction motor not self-starting. Okay, so we will see the detailing about the double field revolving theory. Now, any alternating quantity can be resolved into components which rotates in the opposite directions to each other, having a magnitude which is half of the maximum value of alternating quantity. Okay, so that means any alternating quantity, suppose I called alternating quantity means it may be either a current or voltage, any alternating quantity can be resolved. Okay, can be resolved, that means can be divided. Actually resolved means there is a force of resolution, that is resolved, that will be divided into components which rotates in the opposite directions to each other. Okay, so suppose I call there is a current, again there is the two parts are of currents or AC currents are there. Okay, the quantity can be resolved. This resolved means we can further classify further divide into two parts. Okay, so in the which both these parts are opposite to each others. Okay, and having the magnitude which is half of the maximum value of alternating quantity. Okay, exact meaning what of this meaning of this one we will see. So let us apply this theory to single phase induction motor. Okay, assume that the stator winding produces an AC flux with the maximum value of phi m. Okay, now whatever we are claiming in the double phase revolving theory, we will apply this theory for the single phase induction motor. Okay, so here now let us apply this theory to single phase induction motor. Assume that the stator winding produces an AC flux with maximum value of phi m. Okay, that means whenever we are giving the single phase AC supply to stator winding, now the flux will produce a maximum value of flux of phi m. Okay, m for maximum, phi for flux. Okay, as per the revolving theory, that is the double field revolving theory, we can resolve these flux into two revolving flux component. That means whatever I mentioned here, resolved can be resolved. Okay, any alternating quantity can be resolved. Any alternating quantity म्हणजे इथं काय आहे, alternating quantity is nothing but flux. Here we are assuming that alternating quantity is a flux. Okay, and it can be resolved, that means resolved into components. That means here I can resolve my flux into two components which is nothing but either two revolving flux component. One of them will rotate in clockwise direction and other will rotate in anti-clockwise direction. That means I consider here the flux is a alternating quantity. Okay, the maximum value of flux is phi m. Okay, the phi m से मी काय केलं, I am resolving into two parts. Okay, phi m I am resolving म्हणजे dividing into two parts. Okay, resolve करणे म्हणजे resultant force apply करायसाठी resolving theory असते. Okay, which is applied for the applied mechanics, resolution of forces you have already seen. Okay, so phi m I divide into two parts. So one of them will rotate in clockwise direction and other will rotate in anti-clockwise direction. Okay, magnitude of both components is phi m divided by 2. Okay, what I'm saying, phi m is a maximum value. Okay, हे phi m maximum value आहे, मान्य आहे. नाव ह्याच्यात मी काय केले, दोन कंपोनेंट मी डिफाइन केले. There are I am resolving this phi m into two components. I am dividing this phi m into two components. एका कंपोनेंटची व्हॅल्यू किती आहे 5m/2, दुसऱ्याची 5m/2 आहे. म्हणजे the magnitude of both component is a 5m/2. That is half of this maximum. Maximum 5m आहे, त्याचा half म्हणजे 5m/2. Okay. So I'm taking the maximum quantity of 5m. So divided. So I'm taking the magnitude of both component is a 5m. That is a maximum divided by 2. Okay. But the direction of these two components are exact opposite. Okay. Just let me clear you that AC quantity maximum value of 5m. Okay. Again we can resolve into two parts. Resolve means divide. We can divide or resolve into two parts. Two parts. One of them will rotate in clockwise direction and other will rotate in anti-clockwise direction. That means what that's meaning of this sentence we will see later, but we can just remember that magnitude of both component is a 5/2. It is a जी काही इथली maximum value असते त्याच्या half एकाची value असते. Okay, half this 5/2 plus 5/2 will get a 5. Okay, but the direction are exactly opposite to each other. Okay, so let me clear this image about this. Now suppose this is, as we know that this is a sinusoidal AC waveform. Okay, so this start from the zero, again it will start increasing. Now it will raise to the maximum value of 5m. Again it will zero, it reduces to the zero. Again it will goes to the maximum value of, that is negative maximum value. That is here I will get the positive maximum value of 5m. I am here getting the negative 5m. Okay, 5m. Again it will go to zero. That is, it goes on continuously. Okay, as we seen in the basic electrical subject. Okay, now I assume that initial cases, that means what, here just assume that when my theta is equals to 90 degree, okay, my theta is equals to 90 degree here, that means this 90 degree, what will happen? Now I consider these 5 into two parts. Okay, 5m and 5f and 5b. That means 5f indicates forward flux and 5b indicates the backward flux. Okay, total what, 5f प्लस 5b इज इक्वल्स टू 5m. म्हणजे मी हा टोटल जो हा इथला, म्हणजे समजा मी हा 5f and 5b, suppose I am adding, I will get 5m. Okay, I mentioned it, 5m is equals to 5b equals to 5m divided by 2. 5f is nothing but a forward flux, 5b it's the reverse flux. 5f is equals to 5b, that is equals to 5m divided by 2. That means both having equal values. So I consider that I can by using this relation I can say that 5f plus 5b is equals to 5m. Okay, 5m, that means what, 5f plus 5b. म्हणजे simple I can show here. Now this is nothing but a maximum value of flux, 5m. Okay, 5m ची value maximum at 90 degree इथं. Okay, now I am explaining this image with relative with this one. Okay, now I know that at the zero instant when theta equals to 0, now both our fluxes are 0. Okay, now what will happen, just assume it. Okay, my maximum value of flux will be 0. What will exactly happen at a zero instant? That means when the theta is equals to 0 degree, now what will happen? Now this 5f is equals to 5b is equals to 5m by 2. Now I consider this 5f. Now this is an angle of, this is nothing but it's of vector of 5f and here 5b. Okay, suppose I'm adding. Now you can say that both having the same magnitude but it is in opposite direction. That means I consider that suppose phi f, that is a forward flux, is a positive and phi b is a negative, that is a phi b, it is a minus. Okay, phi f is a positive and the phi b is a negative. Suppose I'm adding these two because I know that phi f plus phi b is equals to phi m. Okay, at theta equals 0 what will happen? Theta equals 0 म्हणजे काय, तर फ्लक्स ची व्हॅल्यू 0 आहे. मी फक्त फ्लक्स अज्युम केलं बरं का. इथं मी काय केलं, I'm assuming the AC flux here. It will start 0, again it goes to the maximum value, again 0 and negative max, again 0. Okay, so at this theta equals to 0 instant what will happen? Theta equals to 0 instant, flux value is 0. Okay, how this is we will see in the first figure A. Now here I assume that there are two components, phi f and phi b. As I know that both having same value, so for 0 instant the phi f and phi b are having the same value but it is exactly in opposite direction. So suppose I'm adding phi f plus phi b is equal, the resultant is nothing but a 0 value, because this is positive and this is negative. So this and both this addition of these two quantity will cancel each other and my net resultant flux is nothing but a 0. Okay, phi m, so this flux will become 0. Okay, so I called phi r, that is the resultant flux equals to 0. Now once I know that this is maximum flux value, so I consider this phi b is rotating in this clockwise direction, this phi f is rotating in anti-clockwise direction. That means the direction I have shown. This is nothing but a clockwise direction and this is nothing but an anti-clockwise direction. So assume that this phi f is rotating in anti-clockwise direction while this phi b is rotating in clockwise direction. So at 0 degree, that means at 0 degree what will happen? Both these fluxes, that means the component of the fluxes will cancel each other and the result will be called the total flux becomes 0. Okay, so here we call this total flux phi is 0 at this instant. Now I consider the second diagram, that is a figure B. Okay, so here I know that when sinusoidal waveform reaches to maximum value, which is at 90 degree angle. So here I assume that again this is phi, that means now it is rotating in clockwise. Sorry, it is rotating clockwise. Now it is rotating anti-clockwise. म्हणजे आता हे इकडे फिरतंय आणि हे इकडे फिरायला लागलंय. Now both is having this direction. That means suppose I assume that phi f is having this vertical direction, the phi b as well as vertical direction. That means this one. Okay. So phi f and phi b. Okay, both are similar. So I assume that this is nothing but, so what is I know that phi m is equals to what? Phi f plus phi b. That is a forward flux plus backward flux. Phi f plus phi b. So I assume that phi m I got here maximum because phi f and phi b are having the same directions. Here you can assume that here both are having opposite directions. Both magnitude are same, but both are having opposite directions. So here net resultant flux will be 0. I call phi r equals to 0. But what is happening here? Now both fluxes, that is the resultant fluxes, or we call the resolve of the fluxes, component of the fluxes having the same directions. Both we call the parallel direction. Both we call the same directions. So here the addition, it will create the addition of the main fluxes. That means this phi f plus phi b, it becomes as a phi m. That means at 90 degree, we call this 90 degree, you will get the phi m is value of maximum. Okay, at 90 degree you will get phi m equals to maximum. Again for next step what happened? So again it will goes, this phi m goes in this anti-clockwise and phi b goes on clockwise. So again both are having this one, as we can see both we will getting the same diagram here, but instead of phi f I will get phi b. Okay, म्हणजे आता हा phi b आता just assume करा ना, हे इकडे फिरायला लागलं आणि हे इकडे फिरायला, both having opposite directions. दोघांची मॅग्निट्यूड सेम आहे पण अपोजिट डायरेक्शन ने फ्लो लागले. नाव आता 90 डिग्री लिहित आहे, परत काय होईल जेव्हा 180 डिग्री असेल तेव्हा काय होईल, हा phi b आहे तो इथं असा आडवा असेल. phi b will reach at this position while this phi f goes on this position. That means same to this one, but here instead of phi f I will get phi b and instead of phi b I will get phi m. Okay, exact opposite to that one. Okay, again both are having opposite, so total the flux value becomes 0. Okay, again similar to that one, again phi b is reached to the maximum, phi f again reached to the maximum. That means negative max 6 o'clock. Okay, so again it will reach to the maximum phi m which is having a negative value. Okay, so this continuous cycle goes on. Okay, so we will apply this principle for the single phase induction motor. This is nothing but double field revolving theory. I am explaining with this diagram. So we can apply this principle for working of the single phase induction motors. So here when I apply the single phase AC supply to the stator of motor, then obviously it will create the fluxes. Okay, now assume that this flux is, as we know that this flux is going to interlink with the rotor conductor, as I said earlier. Now this rotor conductor, if this rotor conductor cuts the flux, now when the rotor conductor going to cut the flux, the rotating magnetic field will be affect the movement of rotor. Okay, as we know that whenever the conductor is cut by the rotor, obviously the current will flow through that particular conductor, these rotor bars. The current induced is represented by the blue arrows on the bar. That means this one. Okay, you can see that this is nothing but an this one. This is nothing but we call the direction of the currents. Okay, so here the bars that carry the current are immersed in the magnetic field, hence it will produce a force that makes the rotor to rotate. Obviously, as we know that whenever the conductor which the rotor is we are putting in the stator part. Okay, now हे रोटर मध्ये आपण काय करतो, स्टेटर मध्ये आपण इन्सर्ट करतो, रोटर फिक्स करतो स्टेटर पार्ट मध्ये, स्टेटर कोअर मध्ये. Now whenever the current carrying conductor kept in the field, it experiences a mechanical force. This is statement of Faraday's second law. So we are applying this Faraday's law for the single phase induction motor. Now, as we know that whenever the flux is generated by the stator winding, now it is the flux will cut by the rotor conductor. Obviously, the flux will going to cut this nothing but this flux will, this is, and then yes, as I showed, this is nothing but a flux of a stator conductor. This stator flux, obviously it is a AC, so it's going to revolving. So this stator flux is going to interact with the rotor conductors, and as per the Faraday's law, whenever the conductor cuts the flux, an EMF induced, and EMF is induced, and hence because of the end bars, end rings, so current is there. Okay, and again by if I applying the second law, now I can find that the torque is exerted according to Faraday's second law. That is the torque which is developed because the current carrying conductor kept in the field that experience some mechanical forces. Okay. Now, since there are two opposite magnetic fields, okay, they will produce an equal and opposite torque resulting to zero net effect. That means as we seen here, there is only one phase is there, na single phase is there. So here this single phase, as I know that there are two components, phi f forward component as well as backward component, phi b, phi f and phi b components are there. Now as I know that both these fluxes are always having a same magnitude, but it has we call it has nothing but a this is having opposite directions. So as I know that here, now this particularly both directions, that means the forces which is exerted on the rotor having opposite directions. Now totally both are having, that means you can see this, the phi 1 and phi 2, now both are in opposite directions. Now both are in opposite directions, hence the net torque exerted on the rotor will be zero at the time of starting. Okay, hence single phase induction motor is not self-starting. What I said that I am applying this theory here. Okay, suppose I am applying only single phase, once there is only one winding is there in the motor, just assume that, and in that case suppose there is current will flow, it will create the one fluxes. Okay, it only because one phase it will create the one fluxes. Now this I can resolve this flux component into two parts. As I know that there are two different components. Okay, this is nothing but a two component I called forward component and backward component. Both are rotating, both are revolving in the stator core. Okay, दोन्ही हे फ्लक्स जे आहेत ना, हे फ्लक्स ऑब्विसली काय होणार आहे लक्षात असू दे. लक्षात काय येते तुम्हाला बघा की जेव्हा मी सिंगल फेज एसी सप्लाय मी जेव्हा स्टेटरला देणार, ओके, तेव्हा काय होणार, ऍज आय नो दॅट की बाबा मला काय होतं स्टेटर दिल्यामुळे एसी वेव्ह आहे ना, त्यामुळे काय होतं स्टेटर मध्ये कंटिन्युअसली रोटेटिंग मॅग्नेटिक फील्ड तयार होणार आहे. ओके, हा माझा फ्लक्स फिरायला लागलाय, पण फ्लक्स मध्ये दोन कंपोनंट आहेत. ओके, माझा मी सिंगल फेज सप्लाय त्यानंतर काय होईल, स्टेटर मध्ये फ्लक्स तयार होईल किंवा स्टेटर मध्ये फ्लक्स रोटेट व्हायला लागेल. ओके, सिंक्रोनस स्पीड काय आपण शिकलेलं आहे ते. बट त्या स्टेटर मधल्या फ्लक्सच्या दोन पार्ट आहेत. कुठलं कुठलं आहेत, एक फॉरवर्ड पार्ट आहे, दुसरा बॅकवर्ड पार्ट आहे. दॅट इज फॉरवर्ड फोर्स एज वेल एज बॅकवर्ड फोर्स. नाव हे बोथ पार्ट्स आर हॅव्हिंग अपोजिट टू ईच अदर. हे दोन्ही एकमेकाच्या अपोजिट आहेत. ओके, सो दॅट व्हॉट विल हॅपन्स, whenever I'm applying this force, that is this flux to the particularly rotor conductors, that means rotor, whenever the rotor is going to cut this stator fluxes, now rotor जेव्हा stator flux कट करतो म्हणजे काय करतोय, तर हे दोन्ही कंपोनंट कट करायला लागला ना तुमचा, कारण माझं स्टेटर फ्लक्सेस बेसिकली काय ते दोन कंपोनंट दोन मध्ये डिवाइड झालेत. स्टेटर माझा एकच एक माझं सिंगल फेज कुठल्या तरी मी आर वाय बी पैकी एक फेज मी अप्लाय करतोय इथं. पण जेव्हा सिंगल फेज अप्लाय केल्यानंतर माझ्या दोन्ही पैकी काय होतं, मी अप्लाय केल्यानंतर माझा जो स्टेटर फ्लक्स आहे, आय एम हॅव्हिंग अ टू बेसिक पार्ट्स. ओके, दोन हे जे वेगवेगळे कंपोनंट्स आहेत, एक फॉरवर्ड कंपोनंट, दुसरा बॅकवर्ड कंपोनंट. नाव इट रिव्हॉल्व्स इन द स्टेटर वाइंडिंग. हे दोन्ही काय करतात, ऑटोमॅटिकली स्टेटर मध्ये फिरायला लागतात. हे दोघांचे ऍडिशन केलं तर काय होईल, मला टोटल फ्लक्स येणार. टोटल फ्लक्स फाय इज इक्वल्स टू व्हॉट, दिस 5 प्लस 5b. ओके, नाउ assume that here, now what will happens, whenever the rotor here, the rotor is going to cut, the rotor is going to cut particularly the conductors. Okay, that this rotor conductor is going to cut just particular stator fluxes. Now as per the stator fluxes going to cut, obviously the current will flow to the rotor. Again rotor will create because of the Faraday's law, whenever the current carrying conductor in the field experience a force is exerted on the rotor, no doubt. But this force is having a same directions. Okay, sorry, it having the opposite direction. The force is always opposite direction. Both having magnitude are same. So both having the same magnitude but opposite direction. So my rotor will consider it, my rotor will not rotate, and this is nothing but we call the single phase induction motor is not a self-starting. Okay, the reason behind it, as we seen here, this is this part, this diagram is most important. This is the main important main diagram of all this theory. Okay, हे सगळं जे काही चाललंय हे सगळं ह्याच्यावर डिपेंड आहे, या पूर्ण थेअरीवरती. हे जर समजलं असेल, you can easily concentrate on, you can easily understand this one. Okay, so here what I'm doing, because as I stated earlier, the stator having a two different fluxes, that means only one flux are there, there are two different parts are there. Okay, one is rotating in a forward direction, one is rotating in anti-clockwise, that is a one is rotating in clockwise, other is rotating anti-clockwise. Both having same directions, both having same magnitude, but having opposite directions. Now, due to this, what will happen? Whenever my rotor is going to cut this particular fluxes, now the torque is exerted on the rotor as per the Faraday's second law. But this torque is exactly, now the torque, whatever that produces the torque, which has the direction is exactly opposite to each other. And because of this only, whatever the torque which called resultant torque which is going to apply, which is going to create on the particularly the rotor conductors, is effect is nothing but a zero. ओके, म्हणजे दोन्ही इथं काय होत्या, दोन फ्लक्स मुळे, दोन जे कंपाऊंड सांगितले, एक पॉझिटिव्ह आणि दुसरं निगेटिव्ह, इथं फ्लक्स तो इथं कट करणार आहे, एकच माझा फ्लक्स तो कट करणार आहे. पण त्या फ्लक्स मध्ये दोन गोष्टी अशा आहेत की एकाची डायरेक्शन पॉझिटिव्ह, एकाची निगेटिव्ह डायरेक्शन आहे. ओके, म्हणजे दोन्ही एकमेकांचे अपोजिट डायरेक्शन आहे. त्यामुळे काय होतंय, इथं जेव्हा फ्लक्स, इथं जेव्हा टॉर्क जेव्हा क्रिएट व्हायला बघतोय, तेव्हा काय होतं, इथं दोन्ही कॅन्सल, दोन्हीच्या एकमेकांच्या अपोजिट फोर्स तयार करतात. ओके, म्हणजे इथं काय करतात, जो माझे सांगितलं की बाबा इथला जो पॉझिटिव्ह फ्लक्स आहे, की समजा हा जो असेल फायफ असेल, समजा मी म्हणलं की हा पॉझिटिव्ह टॉर्क क्रिएट करतोय, हा टॉर्क एका डायरेक्शन क्रिएट करतोय आणि फायबी एक दुसऱ्या डायरेक्शन क्रिएट करतोय. म्हणजे इथं, म्हणजे इथे तुमचे रोटर कंडक्टर्स आहेत, इथं तर रोटरमध्ये कंडक्टरमध्ये टॉर्क क्रिएट होणार आहे. बट इथं काय होणार ऍक्च्युअली, now the one force, that is one flux, will create one positive torque, while the other flux will create negative torque. That means I call the fluxes are the two basic component, forward negative, the positive component, negative component. The positive component will create one torque in one direction, while the negative component will create the torque in other directions. Now suppose I'm adding these two, then I call the net torque becomes zero, because both the directions having both the having a same magnitude but opposite directions. Hence my rotor does not rotate, my rotor will not rotate. Okay, because of this reason only, the single phase induction motor is not a self-starting. Okay, so we, other language we call the single phase induction motor is not having a self-starting property. Okay, so now motor is refused to start. मग सपोज मी काय केलं, आता मोटर चालू होत नाही ना, मी काय केलं, सिंपली मी हाताने जर मोटर फिरवली, एका कुठल्याही डायरेक्शनने फिरवली, तर ऑब्व्हियसली व्हॉट विल हॅपन, जस्ट सपोज यू आर स्टार्टिंग द मोटर विथ युअर हँड, सो व्हॉट विल हॅपन, one of the force, maybe either positive or negative, it will create the one of the force will greater than the second one. समजा मी, suppose I am rotating, suppose I am applying the force on the positive, मी हे काय केलं, suppose I am revolving my motor by using my by using hand, किंवा suppose I am going to revolve the motor which is in stationary. समजा मी रोटर मी समजा हाताने क्लॉकवाईज डायरेक्शन फिरवले, जस्ट फक्त हाताने फिरवलं, तर काय होणार, तर clockwise torque is exactly more than, it is greater than the backward torque. So here what will happen, the motor will start rotating in the clockwise direction continuously. एकदा काय फिरायला लागलं तर ते टॉर्क क्रिएट होतं आणि it will motor will start rotating. Okay, either you may have taken the example, you have taken the experience regarding this. म्हणजे कधीतरी मोटर स्टार्ट होत नसेल, जर तुम्ही पंख्याला हात लावला, पंखा जर कुठल्याही डायरेक्शन फिरवला तर मोटर त्या डायरेक्शन फिरायला लागते. The reason behind it is only this one. Okay, because at this instant there is no resultant torque will be zero. Hence, suppose I am applying the torque by any external means. Okay, suppose I am applying the torque by any external means. Obviously, that external force torque will be greater than the opposite direction of force, and hence my particularly motor will start to rotating. Okay, that means the motor will start to rotating. Suppose I am applying my external force in anti-clockwise direction. Okay, obviously the motor will start rotating anti-clockwise direction. In which direction you are applying, the motor will start that particular directions. Okay, so this is not self-starting. This, because of this property, the single induction motor is not self-starting. Okay, so for that self-starting purpose, we are making some arrangement. So this lecture, we will see in the next lecture. Thank you.